Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 51. I can't believe that we're halfway gone. Yesterday was day 50, and today is day 51. And guess what? Christmas is in 5 days, if I counted that correctly. Christmas is in 5 days. So I decided that why don't we make Python Christmassy? If that is a real word. But Python can also be fun. So for the next 5 days, we will be doing special projects related to Christmas. So I have my Christmas art, I have my very hot Christmas chocolate, and my Christmas sweater. So let's make Python fun. Let's make Python Christmassy. So, what are we doing today on the first day of our Christmas special? I will be creating a nice Christmas card in Python. If you want me to send this Christmas card directly to your email, leave your email address in the comments and I'll send you this nice Christmas card to your email. It's almost Christmas. Let's make Python fun. Hello there, and welcome to day 51, which is day one of our Christmas special. Why did I decide to do a Christmas special? Because I just thought it would be fun to celebrate Christmas with Python. So, this is the first day of our Christmas special, and I would be creating a wonderful Christmas card. And like I said, if you want the Christmas card, sign up for our newsletter. The Christmas card would go out on Christmas Day. So sign up for the newsletter, link in the description if you want the Christmas card in your email. So I would be using the pillow package. If you have not heard of the pillow package, it is a package that allows you to create and modify images with Tikinta because we're using a graphical user interface and I would like to have like a Christmas image in my graphic user interface. So that's why I'm using the pillow package. So what do I want my Christmas card to contain? I want it to be a GUI. That's why we're importing Tikinta. I want it to have an image. That's why we're installing Pillow. I want it to have a text, like a season's greetings text. And I want it to have a button to close the graphic user interface. So the first thing that you have to do when you're working with graphic user interface is to create your window. And how do you create your window? If you have not watched our graphic user interface, you should check it out. You should check it out on day 7. We talked about extensively the graphic user interface using Tkinter. So to create our window, we would have tk.tk, and this creates our window, and then we want to have like a title of our graphic user interface. So we'd have tk.title. And what is our title? We're making a Christmas card. And the next thing that we'll do, like we said earlier, is we want to create a graphic user interface, but we have to specify the geometry, the size of our graphic user interface. So I want my graphic user, you can choose whatever size you want. You can play around with it to make it bigger or smaller, but I'll be using 800 by 800. And then the next thing that I want is a background color because we're in like the Christmas spirit. So, and the color of Christmas is usually red and dark green. So I want the background color to be dark green. So root.configure and then my background color. BG represents background. And then what is my background color? I want my background color to be dark green. So like this, we have created our window. This is our Tikinta window. Next thing I want to do is to be able to load and display the image. And every time I've had to work with a file, I usually say that we should always use like the try and accept, like just in case the file doesn't exist. I don't want my functions to fail. I don't want my code to fail just because the file might be in the wrong part or something. That's why we always use the exception handling. To learn extensively about exception handling, check the video on day 10. You see that all the stuff that we've talked about, when we work on things like this, we're able to put them into practice. So this is my file the image that I want to show on my Christmas card. Don't worry, this image is in the input folder in GitHub. And then I'm choosing the size of my file. Since my entire graphic user interface is 800 by 800, I want my image to be 500 by 500 because we're still going to have like text underneath it. And then I'm creating like a variable photo image tk dot photo image image. I will explain this later. And then we have the except that if file is not found, I don't want it to fail. Instead, I want it to show a message that the file is not found. Please check the path. And then I want it to destroy the root. So now that I've brought in my image, I've loaded my image. Now it's time for me to display the image. So how do I display the image? I want my image to be a label. I'm using the tk.label to display my image. So then we have our image label is dot image and it's equals to photo that we use. And then we're not using padding because we want our card to look nice. We want there to be space between the image and the text that we'll have under and the one above. So we're just trying to make it look nice. So we have our image. The next thing that I want to have is a title label. And we always use tk.label anytime we're having a label. And then what is my label? I want it to be season's greetings, and I want to specify the font type, the font size, and the color of the font color and the background color. So I'm using like Christmas fonts and all. So this is my font size. I want it to be bold. I want it to be gold, and I want the background color to be dark green. And then to put it in place, I'll use my title label dot pack. So I want to have like a message label. Under my season's greetings, I want to also like write a nice message that I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas and etc. and etc. So then I will still use my tk.label. We're using like tk.label because we're not really taking input, we're just displaying information. That's why we're using the tk.label. So this is my message label, the same thing, tk.label. And then my root is tk.tk. And this is my text. I'm wishing you all the joy and warmth of the season. I want there to be a new line. This is my font, the same font type that we used here. The size is 14 because it's not an header. This is an header. And I want the color to be white and my background color to be green. And here I'm adding padding because I want to put a button under. So I want there to be space between the text and my button. So what is my button doing? I want my button to be able to close the card. So I have my close button, and we would use our tk dot button. And then we have root. And what is my button text? My button text is close card. I want to close the card. And then what is my command? My command is root.destroy. Root.destroy would close the card, would terminate the graphic user interface. So we have my command is root.destroy, and then this is the background color, and this is the text color, and this is the padding. And then we have done with the process. We have imported our image, we have put our text, we've put the message label and the close button. But before any of this work, we would have to run the loop. And how do we do that? We called root equals to tk.tk. What we will now do is root.main loop. Like I always say, when we're dealing with graphic user interface, you do not need to memorize. You just have to know that this is what I have to get. It's tk.button for button, tk.label for labels, and so on and so forth. And this is our beautiful Christmas card. You see, we have our Christmas image. It can be whatever image you want. You see, we have our text. You can see the padding, the space between the header and the text and everything. So, and then we have the close card button. When I click on this, it closes the card. Rewind again, it brings the card back. So this is how we're able to create a nice Christmas card in Python. So this is how we're able to create a Christmas card on the first day of our Christmas special. You want this card? Put your email in our newsletter and I'll make sure you get it. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching our Python Christmas special. As usual, the link to the Jupyter Notebook is in the description. Feel free to check it out and play around with it. And again, I wish you a Merry Christmas in advance. See you tomorrow.